All right, we have ourselves an absolute value inequality. Whenever you have an absolute value inequality, step number one is to get the inequality all by itself on the left. Do that first, you add 3 to everything. So let's add 3. The 9 is still there. The absolute value of 1 plus 8n is still there, but now we have greater than or equal to 81. What a pleasant number, because the next thing that we have to do is get rid of that 9, and we do so by dividing 9 from both sides. So I'm going to write it over here because now it's important. 1 plus 8n in my absolute value is greater than or equal to 9. Now that we have our absolute value all by itself, we can split this into two separate inequalities. One inequality has my left side the exact same, and the other inequality has my left side the exact same. One inequality has my right side the exact same, and the other inequality has my right side flipping the sign and making it opposite, like so. Okay, so greater than or equal to 9 is now less than or equal to negative 9. Now, we need a word in between. The word is dependent on the symbol that you have right when you split things up. This is greater than or equal to. If the symbol is greater than or equal to, it becomes an or statement. I remember the phrase great or less than. Well, this is great or, so it's or. See what I did there? Math. So I'm going to solve each guy individually. I'm going to subtract 1. I'm going to subtract 1. Now I have 8n is greater than or equal to 8. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. N is greater than or equal to 1. Lovely. This one, not so much. Subtract 1, subtract 1. 8n is less than or equal to negative 10. Divide by 8, divide by 8. And n is less than or equal to negative 10 over 8, which simplifies to negative 5 over 4. 5 over 4. And the word or is in between. Okay, so that's my guide. So whenever I have an or statement, I graph both lines on the same number line. And this one's going to be pleasant. I care about stuff greater than 1, less than negative 5 over 4. So I'll put a 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Like and subscribe, negative 6. Subliminal message. If I want to graph n is greater than or equal to 1, I fill in the 1 because it's or equal to, and I move to the right. Negative 5 over 4 is negative 1.25. So negative 1.25 lives in between negative 1 and negative 2, but closer to negative 1. I'm going to fill that in because we're allowed to count it, and I'm going to go to the left. So what this dark line that I'm drawing represents is I can plug in any number like negative 6 or negative 3 or 1.5 or pi into the original equation, and it'll become a true statement. Okay? So that's how you solve and graph a nice absolute value inequality. Hope this helps.